ionic equilibrium, similar to what we had done earlier as chemical equilibrium. So you already know the terms strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte and non-electrolytes. Strong electrolytes conduct electric current, weak electrolyte conduct to a small extent, and non-electrolyte are unable to conduct electric current. And also strong electrolytes are completely dissociated in water solution. That means if I put HCl in water, it gives large concentration of H ions and Cl minus ions. Everything from here has changed into ions. Whereas if I have acetic acid, it is going to dissociate into ions, but there will be some molecules which will be left behind. Something like if I have here acetic acid molecules, I'll have CH3COO minus ions, H plus ions and acetic acid molecules which have not dissociated. They are lying here without getting dissociated. So this is undissociated acetic acid molecules, not ions but molecules. And this part is telling me that there are ions. So a weak electrolyte contains ions and molecules both. And when there is a stage of equilibrium, we have discussed equilibrium before, that this is a reversible reaction. So molecules turn into ions, ions change back into molecules. At the point of equilibrium, ions and molecules both will be present in a weak electrolyte. Whereas if I have a non-electrolyte like sugar solution, glucose, fructose, they will contain only molecules. Do not contain ions at all, they contain only molecules. So strong electrolyte dissociate completely, weak electrolytes dissociate partially, and non-electrolytes do not dissociate at all. I am using the law, Ostwald's dilution law, which is applicable to weak electrolytes. So when we are talking of weak electrolytes and in dilute solutions, both the things I must have. Number one, electrolyte should be weak. The other thing is that the solution should be dilute. As I have just told you that in case of a strong electrolyte like HCl, it is completely divided into ions. So it gives you H ions and Cl minus ions completely. Whereas in a weak electrolyte, some of the molecules are left behind. So for that we find out what is the degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation means how much of it has got dissociated. So I could have written acetic acid plus water gives acetate ions and hydronium ion, which is the exact equation because every time hydronium ions are formed. But I can, for simplicity, I can write down acetic acid gives me acetate ions and H plus ions. Actually, these are also hydronium ions. So now, supposing initially I had taken C number of moles, initial number of moles was C. In chemical equilibrium, we were using the number 1 here. So I am using, I don't know, it is an unknown quantity, so I have just written C here. And initial, this is 0 and 0 because it is not being formed. And at equilibrium, we had initially written here alpha, alpha 1 minus alpha. I had not written this earlier in the earlier numericals that we had done. I am just multiplying, in that case since I had taken here 1, so multiplication by 1, 1, 1 would have given you same. Now I have taken C, so I am multiplying all of them by C. So it becomes C alpha, C 1 minus alpha. So Ka means acid. In case of an acid, Ka is equal to this multiplied by this upon this, product upon reactant. So C alpha into C alpha upon C 1 minus alpha. On cancelling this, I get C alpha square upon 1 minus. Ka is equal to C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. I am neglecting 1 minus alpha from here. because 1 minus alpha means alpha's value is very small for a weak electrolyte. Subtracting from 1 becomes even smaller. So I can say Ka is equal to C alpha square. If I want to find out what is alpha, it will be Ka upon C square root of that, because alpha square is Ka upon C, but alpha is square root of this. So alpha means degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to concentration. C was concentration of the electrolyte. So Ostwald's dilution law says, we found out the formula Ka is equal to C alpha square. Alpha is equal to square root of Ka upon C. So degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to concentration, square root of concentration. So they are opposite of each other. Concentration's opposite is dilution. So I can say degree of dissociation is directly proportional to dilution, which means that in a weak electrolyte, if I keep on diluting the solution, more and more dissociation will take place. That is, on diluting acetic acid, it's going to give me more H plus ions and it will become more and more acidic. In a strong electrolyte, we know that on adding very little amount of water, it gives you H ions and Cl minus ions. So dilution has little effect on HCl. Very little amount of water is going to give me large concentration of H plus ions. But in a weak electrolyte, more and more dilution is going to provide more and more H plus ions, which is more and more dissociation will take place if I keep adding water to this solution. So Ostwald's dilution law states that degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to square root of concentration, or it is directly proportional to dilution.